Hello and a very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf Collectibles. So I finished the video the other evening sort of saying about putting some points in and screwing the track down, but just after I finished filming I found a bit of a problem. So I'm going to show you what the problem is, and then we'll see if we can fix it, and then I'll go forward and screw all the tracks down. Right, so when we left the other day, I'd run this loco down all of the various sidings, and we'd seen it run through various bits of track, and we'd cleaned various sections. And what I noted after I stopped recording, if I just turn this point over, and this one as well, so now we can move the loco onto the other track. If I just drive that forward, it needs a little bit of persuasion. Right, I'll wait. If I now turn those points back, and I believed these were isolating points, I can now still control the loco, which means these aren't isolating points. So if I show you a couple of spares that I've got here, let me just bring these over. So when on the isolating point, what we have is a bar here that moves between the two sides, and these green wires run to the centre rail on the 3-rail track. So if I just actuate it, you can see that the bar is moving across left to right. It's quite hard to do one-handed. If you look at this little point here, you can see it's making a connector on the right, and as I move it across, it's now making a connector on the left. Now that's an isolation point. Some of these, I'm guessing, at some point have been modified so that they run a permanent supply. So this one, you can see it's still got the same mechanism to move the slider across, but you can see that it's now running power to both tracks at the same time. So I'm kind of suspecting when I take these lift these up, that they're going to be very similar to sort of permanent live rather than an isolating point. So if you bear with me, I'm just going to undo a few screws, and we'll pull these points out and see what we've got. Right, so I've removed some of the track, and as expected, but also rather frustratingly, both points are permanent lives and not switchable. So I'm just looking through my box of bits, and I've only actually got one right hand point that is isolating. So I'm going to try and just replace one of these at the moment, see if that works, and then we'll have a look and see which of these other points are not isolating either. Right, so I've put the track back down. I haven't screwed it down yet. All I've done is, and I've replaced this point, as I say, with a isolation point. So what we'll do is we'll just check that the train runs through that nicely. And so, yep, that's fine. Okay, now if I change this one over, again, I do like these levers, they're very good. And I'll just drive that forward, come on. Like so. Now, if I change this point over, this train should still run. Yep, here they go. And now if I change the isolating point over, nothing. Perfect. And I'll just check by changing that point. Nothing. And now moving this back so I'm taking power from the main track. Yeah, so there's isolation, which is very frustrating because I've got a box of points and a box of track that I've been picking up over the years, and I hadn't even picked up on this. So I built my layout, as you see here, with just put the track down, and looking through my box of bits, I've got very few isolating points. They're all live. So I'm kind of suspecting the other points that I've got on the system here are going to be the wrong type as well. So I'll just check this one, and that should confirm it. So now if I switch that over, oh no, that is an isolation point. Perfect. So that's really good. So I've left the power on, so now we'll make the contact, it should move, yeah. Okay, so that one's okay. So I just need to go through and check the others, and we'll do that in a moment. Right, let's test these other points and see what the situation is. So I'll just run that back over there. Just go forward and change these over. That's it. Okay, and we'll bring the loco forward across the points. Nicely, that's good. Right, if I now switch that over. So that one is a permanent live. Okay, let's move to the next one along. So let's take across. Oh, I think I said the other day, these old trains, they do need a bit of momentum to go across the point. So let me just get this one moving. Okay, so let's turn that one over. Right, so that is an isolation point, that's great. So that means I can isolate all of this circuit, it just leaves that one at the end there live. So if I turn this one back on, I've got the train moving in this siding. So if I turn that one across, and that one's an isolation point. So I'm only actually short of the one at the moment. I haven't checked this one yet, I'll check that one in a minute. So I need to change this point over to an isolation, and as always, you know, I have three isolation points, but obviously they're the wrong hand, so I'll have to get one of those. I'm just going to run this loco back down, and we'll check this one up the end here. So turn that back across. Oh, he's got stuck. Sorry, I'm not following the train very well with the camera. Right, switching that over. Let me just check the wheels are on. Okay, and we'll just bring him forward. Switch that over. Okay, I'm right up to this end. Right, and I'm just going to switch this one on. I can't remember if I checked this earlier. Right, I'll switch that point. Yes, that was an isolation point. I thought we did that one. So yeah, I'm actually only short of one, which is this. So I'll have to get one of those. As I say, I've got quite a few permanent live points, both hands. I've got 3 left hand points, and I actually need a right hand, which is a little bit disappointing with all the bits of track I've collected over the years. Even some of the electric points that I've got, they're permanent lives as well. So what I'll do is I'll get that other point, and we'll screw some of this track down and come back to it in a couple of days. That's all the track screwed down, all nicely done. I've still got, as you can see, there's still some dubious screws in a couple of them that I'd like to replace, and I'll do that once I can find somewhere that sell, you know, these sort of conventional flathead type screws. I'm sure they'll come up soon. Next, I did want to do this the other night, but this drop the buffers on. I put one on the end here, and you can see how that's sitting. They're great little things. I mean, I'm so enthusiastic about this 3-rail. You know, nice sprung buffers there. You know, and they look great. They just really do look good. So, what I was going to show is how these clip onto a length of track. So, what you have, let me just try and get that in focus, is there's 2 little wire clips that you can see either side. And those wire clips, when you have a piece of track, they just clip in right at the end of the track. Actually, it's just, you can see here, there's 2, it's clear at this end, there's 2 little slots either side on the track, and the buffer just lines up. I'll try and do that while I'm holding the camera. So as you bring it, align it in there, it just slides over the centre connection, and then those wire clips just drop in the side of the track. So with that, I'm going to come over here, so it keeps going out of focus where I'm moving round. Let's just place that onto the end of the track and slide it in. There you go. I will put a little screw on that one. One here. That's a little bit better. And I had one over here, sorry. So again, I'll slide those in like so. Okay, so I think for now I'll pause. I've acquired a couple of buildings that I plan to make platforms for. So there's the country station and a full mainland station that I need to make platforms for, and a couple of line side buildings that I'll add around, and then come back and run some proper engines. This is one of the ones that I need to get moving. These are great because they're, you know, back in the day you used to buy them in separate boxes. So this is inside here, Hornby Dublo, as we say, and there's Silver King and its associated tender. We'll run that one another evening. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed joining me while I play with my train set, and yeah, join me again soon and we'll do the next steps. Thanks for watching.